Greetings, people of the internet, and welcome back to KimchiRednecks. It is I, Chuck, and I welcome you to what I'm dubiously calling Chuck's technical debacle, because that's generally whatever I do turns into. So what I'm doing today is I have this nice little Dell Inspiron 11-inch that I bought recently to use as a streaming media machine for our TV, because we don't understand Korean. Well, we speak a little bit of it, enough to be polite, but we cannot keep up with TV. Hell, I can't even keep up with the book to learn Korean. Anyway, so I've got this little laptop that we bought, which, typical to my life, like 3 days later they had a sale on the similarly equipped HP model for almost half the price. But by then I already had this one set up, and I don't really like HPs. So I stuck with this one. Unfortunately, it comes with 4 gigs of RAM out of the box and a 500 gig 5400 RPM hard drive. So it's not the fastest thing in the world. So thanks to some online Black Friday pre-sales, I got a Samsung 860 EVO, which I already have in this little external USB caddy, so that I could download the software from Samsung and clone the drive over. Did that beforehand off camera, because who wants to watch progress bars go? And I have some crucial DDR4 2400 RAM for my machine, which is what the software in my machine, the CPU-Z, says that it takes. Alright, the tools for the day. I have my little bevy of electronic screwdrivers and a plastic pry tool, which is actually for car interior clip removal, but as long as it's small enough to get in the crack and pop it open without shattering the case, hey, good enough, rock on. So, what I'm going to have to do is flip this over, take all the screws out of the bottom, pop the cover off, change this drive into the spot for it in here, and replace the 4 gig stick that's in it with this 8 gig stick, and hopefully my little machine will be able to get out of its own way. So, hold tight and we'll get to work. Alright, so first thing to remember on this one, the bottom of the case has 9 screws. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1 hidden under this little plastic plate. So first thing we're going to do is take a little fine tip screwdriver and pry up this little rubber bit here, which is obviously going to be a pain in the rear. There we go. Set that in my little case there so I don't lose it. And then all we do is take out these little screws. So different people have different methods of keeping their stuff straight. I like to put my screws on the table in the same pattern that I took them off of the computer, so that I know where they go. And that I hopefully don't get any of them lost and don't wind up with any extras. Take my little Bluetooth receiver for my keyboard and mouse out. And there's all my screws. Alright, So I finally got the back plate off. So the best practice method they tell you is to use a plastic or a thin bladed non-edged pry tool to get around the edges to pop the clip so you don't damage the case. I don't have a thin bladed pry tool, but I do have a very thin edged flathead, which I had to pop in a couple places because I couldn't get the edge on the pry tool to get in. So as long as you don't damage your case, you're good to go. So obviously here's the hard drive. That should be easy enough to pull out and swap out. It looks like the RAM is under this copper plate. So hopefully that isn't attached to any GPU cooling or anything, because it looks like I'm going to have to take this off to get to the RAM. Here we go. So one thing that I was a little bit afraid of is this does contact the GPU, so hopefully that paste will seep back in when I put it down real quick. But I did want to point out one thing real quick. When you buy a small cheap computer and you worry maybe the build quality isn't as good, I don't know if you can see it, but there are thumbprints all over this copper plate. Looked like somebody was eating moon pies or something while they were putting it together. And it was scotch taped into place right here. So come on, Dell, y'all can do better. All right, everybody. So we have assembled everything together, and well, we got the hard drive and the RAM in, and now before I button everything up, because I hate getting everything together and then realizing I have to take it back apart because I forgot something, we are going to boot it up real quick here. Make sure everything is good. So Windows is loading, it looks like. That's always a good thing. Oh, yay! We have a login screen. That means the clone works successfully. That's always good. So let me log in here real quick. All right. So let's swing around here real quick. I don't know if this will actually be visible on camera. Let me adjust that just a smidge there. All right, so let's pull up CPU-Z. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Memory. We are reading 8 gigs of DDR4 in single channel mode, but there's only one slot, so that's to be expected. Max bandwidth DDR4 2400, so that is right. Well, looks like this was successful. Yay! I love it when I don't budget up. I shouldn't talk too soon. I still have to finish putting it back together. Well, I guess I will get to finishing screwing everything back together and hook it back up to the TV and make sure it works. Alright now, so I am going to turn this so everybody can see the vague direction of my setup over here. Hey, rock on. up keyboard and mouse real quick. And there we are. And my system's not as slow as it was. Yeah, there we go. Stuff's loading quite a bit better. And honestly, this is quite a bit better, so you can imagine what it was like before. So, I will admit though, for what I had to pay for this laptop, I thought it was going to be a dual core hyper-threaded. Apparently it's a single core hyper-threaded. Makes it a little difficult to watch some stuff, but so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I have successfully done a thing, apparently without screwing it up. If it catches on fire later on though, I'll let you know. Anyway, let me know if you like the techie stuff, because I am a computer nerd. And before anybody bitches, yes, I am A+ certified. And, you know, in the real world, you very generally don't have the rubber mats and the wrist straps because nobody wants to pay for them. Anyway, you guys enjoy yourselves. Like, subscribe, leave comments, do the things. Have fun. I will see you later.